Good morning,
Hey, that's
everyone.
Asaph Adonai, and he was just playing Chariots of Fire.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to
Thanks,
Wake Up
Asaph.
Missoula. I'm Scott Ramp.
I'm Noelle McAvoy.
I'm Josh Meny.
And
I am Asaph Adonai, the pianist.
Yep.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you all had a great week. It's Friday.
And we have a lot to talk about today. You know, Noelle has what you kids need to know about what you're going to do tonight.
Yeah.
Especially tonight, because it is the big time Friday.
The big time.
The big time
The big
first
time
Friday. It's the first Friday for the college kids.
College kids.
You need to be careful. You need more practice like me.
I know, I can't say that like that. Josh, are you going out? You going the first Friday night?
I'm going to Seattle.
Oh,
after
are you
the
leaving
show.
today? Oh,
Yeah.
You're leaving right after the show?
Yep.
Wow, you're going all the way to Seattleville.
Yep.
So I'm going to bring up the
that's
webcam in a few seconds, just kind of show what you guys should be seeing.
Checking out outside. Yeah, it's kind of nice out there. It's like 40 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Here, check it out. Here's our outdoor 15 frames per second webcam that you guys can also look at yourself at our website at MCAT.org by clicking easily our Watch Now tab. But yeah, this is what it looks like outside right now. The sun is shining, it's blazing bright, and here is the weather forecast for today. It's 39 out.
Woo! Yes.
Well, let me actually refresh it just real quick.
That's what I said. I was like, it's like 40
No,
degrees.
it's still 39 degrees.
Wow.
39.
It's going to be sunny later today, sunny on Saturday, mostly sunny on Monday. And Tuesday, there's a slight chance of showers. But
Yeah. It's going to be a nice weekend.
nice weekend to be outside and maybe get that last float in before it really starts getting cold. Or you can just wear a wetsuit and just do it that way.
Just do it.
It's rafting season pretty much.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what the weather's supposed to be like in Seattle?
I don't.
I hope it's not rainy.
I hope it's not rainy either.
I hope it's nice. Yeah. Cool. Okay, what are you most excited to go see in Seattle?
Well, I'm going to see a show.
What are you going to see?
Senses Fail.
Nice.
So
cool.
they're a rock band.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd
you know
be
them?
fun. Yeah, I do.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
For my 14-year-old emo days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's their 10-year anniversary from their first album.
Awesome.
So for those of you following Josh Meny through the weekend, it's going to be 60. It's currently 61 in Seattle, and
Nice.
it's supposed to be in the highs in the 80s. And you should expect it to be nice and sunny in Seattle, just as you should see it here. So you're going to have a rare sunny weekend in Seattle, hopefully.
Yeah.
It'll probably rain a couple times.
Looks like
because
Monday
of
it's
Seattle.
going to rain.
Yeah, and that's the day you guys leave, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
how long of a drive is Seattle?
I think it's like 8 hours, right? 8-hour drive.
Yeah, it's an 8-hour drive, 7 hours if you're me.
7 hours if you have a private jet like Scott does.
Well, if you
It's
have
really
no,
slow.
it
It's
only
a really
takes
slow
half an
jet.
hour to fly to Seattle. It's really that fast.
Very slow
Yeah.
jet that you
Yeah.
have. One time I flew from Missoula to Great Falls. I'm kidding, that's pointless. But I always think that's funny.
Yes, and I have another announcement. Of course, First Friday is coming up, and I do want to talk about our two artists that who are coming in. First, I'm going to talk about Aristotle. She's a musician. So if we can bring that up, there's a nice little poster made by our very own Sam Tolman, and it's going to be, and right next door it's going to be Tracy Prey,
Nice.
and he's on there twice.
Whoa,
That's his
so
dog, right?
good. We got him twice.
An artist so nice, we named him twice.
Yeah.
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 And why not? I like that.
I like that too.
I like it
yeah.
too.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. There's lots of First Friday stuff going on. I'll tell you guys later in the show because I've got all the events.
All the events.
All the events. Yeah.
Yes.
What do we
Oh, I
have
thought you were
for
gonna
City
say-
Council today?
Oh, well, City Council, they talk about the Tiger Grant allowing the Lolo Trail, which is the bike trail that's going to connect Missoula to Hamilton. They're also talking about the Growth Inward listening sessions that are happening right now for the Growth Inward policy. And there's also going to be another trail connecting to the Kim Williams Trail.
Oh, good.
So they talk a little bit about that and sort of the safety revolving around the trail.
Yeah.
So
Cool. Nice. That'll be good.
yeah.
That sounds good. Well, do we have any mags?
No, we have absolutely no new programming on
Okay.
tonight. I looked on the calendar. Apparently, there is going to be Southwest Asia Conference and a Missoula County Public Schools' last concert for Hellgate High School.
Okay.
That's what I saw on the calendar, but I didn't get it. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I already showed it or not, but I can't be too sure. I usually, once I show the mags and tell when the times are, I usually forget all about them.
Yeah.
Usually pretty quickly.
Well,
There's
I'll
going to be a
go
shoot tonight that we're going to do.
Oh, is there?
Me, Sam, and I don't know who else. Maybe Josh is not even going to be here. So we're going to be doing a shoot at Free Cycles. So
Oh,
we're going
cool,
to set up the
good.
TriCaster down there, do
Yeah.
Free Cycles.
Three-year dog
awesome.
is going to be there, right?
I
Who's
don't
going
know.
to be there? Up
3-year
there?
dog is everywhere, so
I
it
know,
might
they
be
really
3-year
are.
dog. It's like, oh, 3-year dog is right here, right now. They're going to play for us now.
Yeah, I saw a sign for that the other day, and there's some good bands, and only $5 in all ages too.
No.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah. So I want to talk about our web pages. I
Yeah.
want everyone to know where they can reach us because I missed that last show. Talking about in the very beginning of the show is that you can find out more information about MCAT, Wake Up Missoula by logging on to the website at mcat.org. It's mcat.org. That's simple. And you can find all the sweet information. And of course, the new channel change that'll be up there for a little while because we're in our second week of our new channel 189 and 190.
Yep.
But of course, right now you're watching 189 if you're watching the show right now, which I did hear that some people are watching. Hey, Asaph, you were confronted the other day, or not really confronted. Someone walked up to you and told you about the show.
Oh yeah, I called it a review. This lady walked up to me that's watching, because she's watching now. She was at the library and she just said, hey, I watch Wake Up Missoula all the time and really like the piano and just adds to the show, so I was really humbled by that. I just told her I'm just in the background. You guys are the ones doing the real work.
Oh, thanks, Asaph.
Thanks,
that was
Asaph.
kind
Well,
of-
we love having you.
Well, thank you. I'm
No.
very humbled by that. Thank you.
Yeah.
And it's my pleasure and fun to do this.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Also, I want to show our Facebook page, so you can like us on Facebook, you can like us on our Twitter page, or you can follow us on Twitter.
Yep.
Yep, we post everything that we talk about, everything that we show, and links to the government website as well.
Mhm.
If you guys are interested in watching what happened during the city council, you can easily log on to
City of Missoula.
City of Missoula. I mean, you can Google it, but I actually have it memorized right now. It's www.ci.missoula.montana.us. It's like .mt.us, not Montana. So
Oh,
But
.mt.
for all
Yeah.
So it's like
purposes, if
for-
you just put in City of Missoula, you can
yeah, you just
Right.
type it in any search engine, type it in City of Missoula, and it pops right up. But yeah, before I stop talking, I'm going to talk about my segment a little earlier, so I can
Oh.
get all my segments done and over with. I'm going to talk about. Hold on one second. Extreme close up. Hallmark or Bullmark. All right, guys, are you ready? Are
Yeah.
you guys ready for this?
Yes.
Are you ready? Are you ready,
I'm
Asaph?
ready.
All right, Asaph. Oh, let's see. Can I get a little more dramatic music?
Oh,
Like soap opera music.
Okay.
So proper.
Soap opera. Here we go. A young big city lawyer sent by his mother into a deep forest to get his crazy grandpa to stop him from signing over his fortune to an Indian tribe. Grandpa, who tells his grandson that he wants to be called Jack, has other plans in mind, which include a lot of walking in the woods and a sweat lodge. And this movie is called Out of the Woods. So, guys, is this Hallmark or Bullmark?
I don't even know.
I'm going to say Bullmark.
I'm gonna say Bullmark too.
What do you think, Josh?
I'm gonna go say I'll be different and say it's a real movie.
Oh, you guys sure? Last chance.
I
I'm going to
mean,
stick with it.
All right, it is actual real movie starring Ed Asner.
Ed Asner.
Ed Asner is
So
the
it's
crazy
Ed
old guy.
Ed's the grandpa.
Mhm.
Okay. How do they stop him? How do they stop him from signing his
I
stuff
never
over
saw
the
the movie.
Indian tribe?
There was like in 2000. The movie came out in 2010. Hallmark original movie with Ed Asner and Jason London of all people. You remember Jason London from that movie Out Cold?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Lee Majors and all that.
Yeah.
I guess he stars in with a lot of old school famous people.
90s. Yeah.
You know.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready for the second one?
Yes.
I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
Dramatic music, please, Asaph. Audrey Brandon has just celebrated her 30th anniversary with her perfect husband, Michael, until he leaves her for a younger woman.
Ah.
Soon after, Audrey is shocked to find Michael's murdered on her kitchen floor.
What?
When Audrey is named the primary suspect, she becomes a fugitive on the run from the real killer. With some help along the way from her best friends and former lover David. Of course, it has to be a lover.
Oh, of course.
Okay. Aubrey investigated the case to clear a name, narrowly evading the police at every turn. She questions Michael's associates. With every clue, Audrey's list of suspects grows as she follows all this stuff. Her rekindling of the relationship with David grows. Okay, moving on. Back to her investigation. Points towards someone close to home. Audrey returns to investigate this mysterious subject to clear her own name once and for all.
Oh.
I'm gonna say that's Bullmark.
You're gonna say it's Bullmark?
Yeah.
What about you, Asaph?
I agree.
You're gonna say... Wait, quit playing for a second. I need you to hear it. I need you to say it.
It's Bullmark.
It's Bullmark.
It's Bullmark. You guys think it's Bullmark?
Yeah.
It's an honest-to-God real movie.
Really?
It is not. So today, all the movies are real. Josh got the first one right, and then you all doubted me.
Yeah.
You all doubt me. Because Hallmark movies are ridiculous.
They are ridiculous.
And that, of course, anyways, no one has, there's not really much of a Hallmark movie like this before.
No.
It was
God.
a real complicated plot. I definitely thought
I know that you like.
No.
a lot of time into it.
No.
I know,
No,
it's
I wouldn't
really
put
complicated.
that much time into you guys calling Bullmark on me.
Well, you never know what to expect. With
She's
these,
shocked to
horror
find
reviews.
Michael murdered on the kitchen floor. God, on her kitchen floor too. So someone broke in and killed Michael and then left him on her floor.
Yeah,
It's not very nice.
not cool. That's not Raven at all.
Pretty rude.
Yeah.
Pretty rude. Yeah.
So you want to talk about events, or should we jump to?
Let's jump to city council
Let's do
stuff.
some city council, but
Yeah.
we'll be right back
Yeah.
right after this.
Hello and welcome to MCAT. MCAT stands for Missoula Community Access Television. We are a nonprofit group that helps the community get into broadcasting and communication. How? I'm not sure. If it's too formal, people are just gonna be like, oh, that's boring. And then if it's too yeah, we don't give a crap. La-di-da. Are you filming this? Oops. How? We train anybody who comes through our doors how to shoot, edit, and produce videos. Whether you like to be in front of the camera or behind, we provide the equipment you need to get started, so come on down.
Why is clean air important to you?
I like to be outside. It's nice to be able to breathe.
My parents are getting very old and they're having a hard time breathing as is.
So I can see the stars at night.
Look at what we have.
Everything needs clean air.
Can you tell me why clean air is important to you?
I need it.
You just flat out feel better when you're breathing clean, fresh air.
So when I breathe in, I don't know, I feel kind of this sense of it's in you.
I like to have my lungs filled with clean air rather than a bunch of car exhaust.
If you're not breathing, you're not here.
And would you be willing to pay a penny per gallon of gasoline to save 2,500 lives per year?
I sure would.
All right. Would you give a penny?
I'll give a penny.
Yes, I would. Here you go.
Yes. Would you give a penny to save 2,500 lives per year?
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
Absolutely, I would pay a penny more.
Yes.
All right.
I would.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Most certainly.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Would you be willing to pay a penny more?
You bet.
All right.
Absolutely.
Yes, I would, hands down.
All right, we're back.
All right, we're back to talk about some city council stuff. The first thing we're going to talk about is the Missoula to Hamilton Trail, otherwise known as the Lolo Trail Extension. And this is Dan Lutzenheiser of DJ&A Engineering, and he's going to give a little history on the Lolo Trail. So let's listen to Dan here.
This bridge would be tall enough that big rigs coming over from Idaho could go underneath it, or would it be dismantled and set to the...
This is actually the wrong one.
Start with
Here
some
we
history
go.
of the project. This, making the trail connection from Lolo to Missoula, is something that's been on people, people have been working towards for a couple of decades, at least 20 years, if not more. There's been a huge combined effort to make this project happen from neighborhoods like yourselves, trail groups, City of Missoula, Missoula County, Montana Department of Transportation. The list could go on and on. I just talked to a friend of mine recently from Hamilton who's been riding his bike from Hamilton to Missoula for 30 years. And he is really excited to finally have a safer route to make it to Missoula, not have to dodge traffic along the way. The project itself is funded through a TIGER grant, which is a federal grant. TIGER stands for the Transportation Investment Generating Economic Recovery. And it's a pretty big deal to get a grant like this. In 2013, there was over 500 applicants for projects that, in theory, are supposed to be relatively shovel-ready. In other words, they could be built within a year or two. And only 10% of those projects are awarded. So obviously, it's pretty difficult to get that money. We, DJ&A, along with Missoula County, City of Missoula, and a few other organizations, went together and put in and applied for that grant. And by some miracle, we were able to get that grant. And we were awarded over $4.5 million to go towards the project. And then City of Missoula and Missoula County has also put in a fair bit of money to make this project happen as well. A few years ago, prior to putting in for the grant, we did a feasibility study on this project.
Okay, so I'm going to stop there for a second to talk about the feasibility study that they did. Basically, if you know where Highway 93 is, there's kind of just like a steep drop off, like where the railroad is. So they had to do all these. They had to do this feasibility study. They had to look at it from all these different angles to see how they're going to get the trail in. And I'll just let Dan talk about it from there.
To try to determine what would be the best route to run this trail. And it needed to be safe, needed to be separate from the regular traffic travel. It needed to be economically feasible. And, it was pretty clear early on that the City of Missoula, Missoula County was not going to have the money to fund this project. And so we needed to try to come up with an alternative that would put us in a good position for getting a grant. And based on those requirements, we looked at a number of different alternatives that started at the south end of Lolo, where the Bitterroot Branch Trail currently ends, and extending to Missoula. Some of the routes that we looked at was going up and over Mella Creek Road. We looked at putting in a trail down along the river. We looked at both sides of Highway 93. And there was a couple of other alternatives that, as you can imagine, the farther you get away from Highway 93, the more difficult it's going to be to try to construct a trail in any sort of, for a reasonable cost. So that we narrowed it down to two alternatives. One of them was along the west side of the highway, and then the other one was along the east side, which is along the river. And ultimately what we ended up designing was a combination of the two. The project starts, like I said, on the south end of Lolo, right at the fire station. It extends up to Highway 12 where it crosses to the east side of the road. And then from there, it stays all the way along the river up until Blue Mountain Road, where it crosses back to the west side of the road and then continues on into Missoula up until Miller Creek Road. And then from there it follows Old Highway 93 to Reserve Street. And that's where the Missoula to Lolo Trail project itself stops. So if you're familiar with the trail system, you'll realize that, oh, that doesn't quite connect into the City of Missoula trail network. MRA is actually stepping up to finish that connection.
Okay, so I'm going to stop there for a second.
That's interesting.
That's really
It keeps on crossing back and forth across the highway.
Well, it's going to cross over Reserve. Oh, yeah, so... Yeah, it's going to keep on crossing back and forth through the highway. It's going to be interesting.
How is that safer?
It's not. just like, I can understand like the crossing at Blue Mountain Road because that's a light. That's actual light where you can go forward. But the idea behind a lot of trails and a lot of bike trails is to keep the flow of the everything
going. Yeah.
I mean, it would have been smarter if it would have just stayed on one side of the road and it could just a constant flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just me saying because my views don't express the City of Missoula Charter Communications or Missoula Community Access Television.
Yep.
But just like when you think about it, it's like really. It's like, do you really want to cross the highway on a bike?
No.
You barely want to do it with a car.
What did they think of this plan? Do we have reactions coming up?
Well, we have to sort of talk about crossing over roads. They are going to build an overpass for the trail on Reserve Street. And so I'm going to let Dan explain that.
The MRA crossing over Reserve Street they have given us permission to do a 30% design, a conceptual design of what that crossing could look like. And we're going to give them two alternatives. And sometime in the next month here, we're going to start having some public meetings and showcasing what that could look like. And so we're going to put together a 30% design, present it to MRA, and then they'll take a look at it and decide if that's something that they want to pursue or not. But at this point, they've shown that they have made a commitment to making that crossing and are anxious to do this crossing structure. So we have every expectation that it will indeed happen. And assuming that it does happen, we'll be designing it over the winter, and then it will also be constructed next year concurrently with the trail project.
All right, so that's talking about the MRA overpass, basically. And one might wonder how are big semi trucks going to get through this bridge. And the answer is right here. Yeah.
Sorry?
Yes.
What?
It'll be large enough for standard haul vehicles, semi trucks, to be able to pass under it. Montana Department of Transportation has minimum requirements of what they require for clearance, and that works for the majority of the trucking industry. When you get big rigs that come through, yes, the bridge will be built in such a way that it can be unconstructed, that the bridge part itself can be moved, set off to the side so that the big rigs can indeed go through.
Okay, so that's about it. Yeah.
Huh.
That's about them.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, when you're making a road, let's concentrate on making a trail, and then you have to let's add another construction in it. Oh, we have the money. Why not just build a bridge? Like, no, you don't do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, I wonder if, I don't know.
It's the reason why I feel this way probably because this is more of a want than an actual necessity.
I feel like it's a little hasty too. Like, I feel
really
like
hasty. The plan for the trail from Lolo to Missoula
is great.
It's big, and it's been around for more than 25 years.
Yeah,
and it's always had a huge idea. It's always had a lot of support from all the community. We finally have the money, and then it's kind of like the planning. I just think they just really need to think about their options.
I think so too. Like, I don't know. It sounds to me like a little hasty in the fact that why would you have to deconstruct? Why would you even want to spend the money or have to deconstruct something so a truck can pass through?
Yeah.
Reserve is not. It's not like the tunnel going to the north side where it's
Or
you know, they have other routes.
they already have a bridge for the
Yeah.
up on the north side, which is fine, which makes
only
sense because
13
it's like
feet though, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but actually recently. Oh, sorry. Actually, no.
Yeah,
we'll
go
back to
ahead.
city council.
No, go ahead.
Oh well, I just heard a story about how a huge semi like couldn't get underneath that bridge on the north side from
An
the
Orange
highway.
Street Bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he took the alternate route and went through the neighborhood, and like it was massive semi, sideswiped like 6 cars, like didn't even know it, dragged him down like 5 or 6 blocks. Yeah. Didn't even know it.
Wow.
You know, I know one of the girls I work with, one of my managers, her car got sideswiped.
Oh man.
I know. Yeah. So you don't want to. I don't know.
I don't know.
The bridge thing is a little
hasty.
crazy to me.
Yeah.
Hasty is a good word.
I think it is hasty. I feel like they really like the Lolo Trail. That sounds great, but I feel like they haven't really thought it through. Yeah. I feel like they're just like, okay, this sounds good. Let's just do it.
I think it might be a money thing. I mean,
Really? Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean,
they have the
that's
money,
basics.
they have the support, and now they're overusing it.
I don't know.
Or maybe I know that Dan explained that if they made it any bigger, it would be harder for bicyclists to pedal up it because it'd be so steep.
Oh yeah.
That was one of his arguments.
Okay, that makes sense.
Well, jump into the next thing.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, so the growth inward policy, as you know, there's been listening sessions. Excuse me. There's been listening sessions going on around town. There's going to be one on Tuesday, September 9th, 6:30 to 8 at the Lifelong Learning Center, and then again Wednesday, September 10th from 6:30 to 8 again at the Lifelong Learning Center. And basically these listening sessions are sessions to have... Okay, never mind. That camera angle on me is so absurd.
I know.
I like. I had to add the M in there too because you know that's the national sign of Missoula.
Yeah. So
yeah.
again, these
Those
listening.
are absurd camera angles. I know. I hate the close up.
I love the close.
Do I look into the camera?
Yeah.
You wanna look at it again? There you go. I think you look great. You bring sex
Listening
to the show.
session. Listening sessions.
All right.
Okay. So at any rate, it's all about the growth inward policy and how every 20 years the state requires the city of Missoula and any other city in Montana to kind of come up with a growth policy so that for the next 20 years, whenever there's new construction going on, it'll follow certain standards.
Oh, so they're just updating the standards?
So they're just updating the standards, and they're holding listening sessions to sort of get people's opinions, get people's values, what they value about the city, and sort of get an overall general feeling from the public.
And one more time for my own sake, how many times do they do this? Do they do this once a year, or is it every like 5 or 10 years?
It's every like 20 years.
Oh, wow.
So they do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you...
So, yeah.
You know, in public opinion, this happens only once every 20 years.
You can really make a difference.
Maybe,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The policies and constructions and all that stuff.
So let's let Jane Kelly kind of explain it a little more in depth.
To 8. And so I just wanted to tell you a little bit about it. I'm not very good at drawing, but I gave it a try. And Shelby is going to show you this little drawing that I made. So please forgive me. But anyway, every 10 years, it's mandated by the state that the city does a growth policy. And the growth policy is going to be good for 20 years. So that's how far out we have to look. And really, we want all the citizens and neighbors and neighborhoods to participate in this, because let's say a developer comes in and he says, okay, in your neighborhood, this is what I want to do. I want to have a new subdivision. This is what it's going to look like. So what do you say to that? Well, you can look at your growth policy. And so let's see the next one. Maybe you can say to your developer, well, we really find it important to have connectivity to our trails. So you can modify his design or have him modify the design, and you can have connectivity to the new trail that was just talked about, how timely, and you can change the way it looks. And next one. And let's say you want to have connectivity to other neighborhoods and to other little developments. You can ask for a road to be put in there, but you have to speak up and let everyone know what's important to you. So, is this important to you? What is important to you? So anyway, some of the things that they are listening to and trying to gather at the
all right, so I'm going to stop there.
Sessions.
Someone else's computer.
Yeah, so that drawing was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I've watched it a couple times and still trying to kind of figure out what it means, but
trying to process that image. I know. It looks very.
She didn't claim to be an artist.
Yeah, she didn't claim to be an artist. She explained it really well, though. So.
Yeah, she did. That's all that matters.
And again, she's going to kind of explain what people are talking about in these listening sessions that they're holding. So let's again listen from Jane Kelly.
Or what are the values in the community? And the one that I went to, people said things such as a healthy downtown, quality of life, access to trails, recreation, open space, preserve downtown. There's a food movement, good health. Some of the other questions is, what are the challenges to this? What are the challenges to maintain the assets of your city? And some people said things such as adequate broadband service, funding, working with the county, keeping neighborhoods vibrant, better design standards, rising energy costs and dirty energy, trying not to build in floodplains, and maybe having a new utility such as a stormwater utility. And so then the next thing that they ask, what resources do we have in the community that we would need to address the growth policy? And there are things in the institutional level, such as legislation.
Okay, so she's kind of talking about what you can expect to hear at these listening sessions. I'm going to jump forward to sort of an example of what one of these listening sessions is like. And the person who holds these listening sessions is called Ed McMahon, and I'm going to let you watch sort of his presentation that he starts out with, a little soundbite from, the Ed McMahon. Not the Ed McMahon, but one of the Ed McMahon. Yeah. So let's listen to this presentation he's about to give.
All right, so, one of the things that I can tell you is that America is changing very, very rapidly. And I can tell you there's a lot of people in America who don't like change, particularly in small communities and rural areas. People just don't like change. But the truth is there's only two kinds of change in the world we live in today. There's planned change and there's unplanned change. You can grow by choice or you can grow by chance. You can anticipate change, you can prepare for change, you can shape and direct change, or you can just let it happen. Abraham Lincoln used to say that the best way to predict the future was to create it yourself. And once again, I believe that's what this process is about. It's about creating a future that you will like, as opposed to one you might not like so much. It's also about our children. It's about our grandchildren. It's about the future, and it's about preparing for the future. It's also about balance and harmony. It's about the relationship between conservation and economic development, between jobs and the environment, between downtown and the rest of town. It's also about finding win-win solutions to the problems that face us today. I can tell you, as somebody who travels all the time, that we spend way too much time in America fighting.
All right, so that's a bit of his presentation, kind of gives you an idea of what they're talking about.
Yeah.
They're talking about change, how it's going to change anyways, and how these listening sessions are giving people the opportunity and the ability to kind of drive the decision making, make it go in the direction that they want it to go. So that's about it for that little segment.
Yeah, he makes a lot of good points for sure. Two types of change are very important to know. Planned and unplanned.
Yeah. Cool.
Yes. And okay, so the final little segment is about this trail, this Kim Williams Trail expansion, and basically I'll let them speak for themselves. But this is Dan Selvage, and he's explaining what the expansion is going to look like.
Request for approval of a seat.
And introduce yourself.
This is David Selvage with Missoula Parks and Recreation Department. I am presenting a request for approval of a CTEP agreement in the total project value of $375,000, of which $325,000 would be federal aid dollars from the enhancement program. This would be to provide for a new path connection from the current end of the Kim Williams on the east side of the community to Canyon River Golf Course trail system. We have been negotiating for easily a year now with Montana Rail Link for licenses. Those came through last week, so they will be coming shortly on the heels of this agreement. This would provide for a connection in this area here from the Kim Williams to the golf course public path system. So it'd be right in that area. And the local match is common.
Okay, so that's them talking about
Nice.
the Kim Williams Trail expansion.
That's a great idea.
That is a good
It sounds
idea.
like they're just kind of like forking it. It separates off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
it'll add more to the trail system in Missoula for sure.
Oh, yeah.
They're getting it, as he was saying, the $320,000 federal grant.
Cool.
But the city of Missoula is also going to have to contribute $50,000.
Oh.
So that's already put into the budget, and basically that's
So this is happening.
this is happening, and
Cool. When are they going to start?
I believe they're going to start, I want to say, fast. It's in October, I believe.
Great.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Because usually when they planning any construction or whatever, they always wait until after the last, at least 2 or 3 weeks after the last snowfall.
Yeah.
I think they have 18 months to get it all done, so
Oh.
they're under
Yeah,
pressure.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's under the winter.
Good luck trying to build that in the winter.
Yeah.
Hope it's not too bad this year.
Yeah.
So I'm going to jump ahead. Now, one of the big issues with Kim Williams Trail is obviously there's transient camps on the side of the Kim Williams Trail near the east side of town when you go off past campus.
Huh.
So
Yeah, that's true. I've seen a couple of those little tents.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been actual, there was an assault on a jogger, a woman who was jogging
Really?
on that part of the trail. There was some guy assaulted her.
I thought oh yeah, it was right next to Orange Street. No. Oh, it was Higgins Bridge.
That was another assault.
Another one.
There's been a lot of transient violence. That's why they're kind of
Yeah, there has been.
so they're talking about it in this meeting. So I'll let you listen to that.
Wow.
Leroy and Morgan and stuff about the security along the Kim Williams Trail. I think we need to have a really serious discussion about that. And I think we need to pull the county in because off the trail, some of it's county land. And so I'd like you to at least be thinking about that, and I might put a referral into that aspect.
Yeah, I'm aware of some of the issues John's referring to. John, do you envision seeing that in public health, public safety and health?
Yeah, I think I will probably end up putting a referral in sometime this fall.
I will request Morgan get back to you. They did hold a multi-jurisdictional meeting with Forest Service, the county sheriff, the city PD, Parks, not certain who else. I think the POV Center, about some strategies and things to do. This is beginning the time of year when we start to locate and remove camps. So I will advise Morgan and ask him to send you an update on that.
I would
Okay, so
appreciate
that's
it. I was
them.
aware of the meeting too.
That's them talking
Just to
about
wrap
the
up.
transient camp issues, and
Yeah.
yeah, so it's a reality.
It
There's
really
been
is.
The biggest camp, it's basically a town that's right next to the Super Walmart. There's
under
a
the
bar.
Reserve Street Bridge.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a huge area. And even if you drive past it today, if you happen to drive past it, you can probably just look on over. Just, I think it's west of the river, west of the bridge.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you look west of the bridge, you can see a bunch of tents, even like its own little like giant fire pit in the middle where they all congregate.
Yeah, and I think I was just down there actually a couple weeks ago, and there was people down there, but I didn't see very many tents because I think they actually cleared it out because there was a murder that happened there just recently, and they just found the two suspects
Yeah, did they?
in Louisiana.
Yeah, I
So-
read that they picked him up in Louisiana. Yeah. Yeah.
So
wow.
it's really,
That's crazy that they got him like all the way on the other side of the country.
I know.
Karma is a real thing. You may run, but you can't hide.
Yeah,
It's true.
yeah.
Karma's
It's true.
real.
And sometimes karma rewards the just.
It does. Yep.
No, we can speak from experience, but that's as much as I'm gonna say about that. Is I want to say.
Well, up next I got events.
Well, we're
Are we
gonna let
done, Josh?
Asaph play.
Yeah,
some
I'm
music.
done. Yeah.
So before we get to events, Asaph is gonna play a little melody. What do you got for us, Asaph?
A little Elvis here.
All right, great.
Short version of Love Me Tender.
Thanks, Asaph.
Thanks, Asaph. That was great.
So we've got
some events. So today is Friday. It's First Friday, and there's a lot of stuff going on this weekend. But the events I'm only going to talk about are just for today because there's so many things. Yeah,
a lot.
and I wanted to tell you guys all about the First Friday things happening. So. Up first, we've got Yarns. This is at noon at the public library today. This is for knitters and crocheters to come together and just knit and crochet and hang out and eat some lunch together. Crafty fun. It's in the boardroom on Fridays at noon. There is a line dancing group at the Missoula Senior Center at 1 p.m. today. Advanced and beginners are welcome, and a $1.50 fee is charged to cover expenses as the Missoula Senior Center is a nonprofit. There is the 16th annual Maverick Brew Fest at Karis Park tonight at 4 p.m. It's got over 40 taps, including many Montana brews, live music, and food is available for purchase. So that sounds great. The Maverick Brew Fest, all the brew fests in Missoula are really fun.
Oh, yeah.
So check that out. So now up next we've got all this now is First Friday things. So Wood Womp Pieces on Wood is 5 p.m. at Betty's Divine. So the First Friday, it'll feature local artist Lady Pajama. Her show is entitled Wood Womp Pieces on Wood, and it's a whimsical exploration starring heartfelt mark making, dinosaurs, and little dudes chillin'. We'll have wine there and Bernice's treats. So go in there. This is all free, by the way. So go enjoy some art and free fun. There's Sawa's Mandalas. This is at 5 p.m. at Tides Gallery Bathing Beauties Beats. So what this is she uses a 1.6 millimeter crochet needle and thin wire, and she makes them into little earrings. And so they kind of look like dream catchers, but
nice.
Different. So she uses a lot of color. She uses telephone wire and other material to create these little fun designs. And wire sounds great. So go to Bathing Beauties and check that out. Oh, at Meadowsweet Herbs, there is a meet your practitioner, Holly Greenwood. So she's a holistic nutrition consultant that'll be at Meadowsweet Herbs, and you can go and meet her and chat with her and ask her any advice if you want. They'll have goodies and refreshments. So check that out too. There is artwork at the Monty Dolac Gallery today at 5 p.m. So what'll be there is the official national poster celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Wilderness Act of September 3rd, 1964. Monty Dolac was chosen by the Wilderness 50 to create the official national poster, so they'll be featuring it. That'll be cool, yeah.
I think I'm going to open my own gallery right next to Monty Dolac and call it Monty Doliac.
There is an open spaces art exhibit at the Lake Missoula Tea Company at 5 p.m. So it's a selection of canvas and fine art, photography prints curated around the theme open spaces.
Nice.
So it's depicting natural clearings, skies, sagebrush, arches, paths, and in some cases, the animals that inhabit them. They'll have wine and refreshments
And
as
since
well.
it's open space, they probably have that same picture of that barn that everyone takes a picture of that barn.
Oh yeah.
The most photographed barn is somewhere in Montana, and it's I think it's in Hamilton, somewhere near Hamilton, Stevensville. It's called literally the most
photographed barn
in the United States.
That's
ever,
so funny.
actually,
I didn't know
probably.
that. Nancy Erickson is having a show called Premonitions, Fabric Constructions at Montana Art and Framing. So this is a large freeform quilt-like fabric construction depicting images of bears, wolves, lynx, and cougars, and they're coupled with symbols, cave art drawings, and color. That'll be nice. That'll be really fun. The theme of the show is how the future is uncertain for animals depending on how humans treat them. Gallery is located in the middle of town, 709 Ronan Street, across the bike path between 6th and Russell Street. Call 541-7100 for more information on that. But go check it out. This all happens at 5. It's all between 5 and 8 for Friday. There's a reciprocal rivalry, Will and Evelyn Gendek, 5 p.m. at E3 Convergence Gallery. So this is a brother and sister duo, William and Evelyn. And they, monochromatic and bright painted colors. They use a lot of shapes and patterns. And yeah, they'll have music and refreshments, and there'll be an opening fundraiser for Montana Down Syndrome Association. So go check that out too. Nice. There's Ashley Mayora's Abstract Works, 5 p.m. at Gecko Designs. This is abstract acrylic and mixed media.
Yeah. I wonder how they'll do that.
I know, I wonder how they're going to do that too. Yeah. Check it out.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. The first Friday, Girls in Science at 5 p.m. at the Spectrum Discovery area. So there'll be Girl Scouts there, and they're going to have a bunch of fun-filled activities geared towards ladies. So, yeah, check it out. There is at the Clay Studio, Missoula, at 5 p.m., there's a show called It's Still Free with Bobby Free and Emily Free Wilson. And there's sibling potters that became inspired to work in clay while living miles apart from one another. So they collaborate on pieces together while living miles apart. Yeah.
Interesting.
I know. I thought so too. So that'll be at 5:30 at Clay Studio. Oh, at the Good Food Store, there's First Friday Tastings Local Cheeses. It's at 5:30 p.m. It's $5. And so Wendy Arnold of Polson's Flathead Cheeses will be here to introduce you to her cheeses. And then Good Food Store cheese buyer Jenny Gregory will present other local cheeses. And then Emily Walter will feature some of her cheeses in an easy to prepare appetizers. So they're going to have cumin roasted carrots with goat cheese, eggplant and smoked Gouda grilled cheese, pear and honey crostini with truffle goat cheese. So oh my God.
A lot of cheese.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
At the Top Hat Lounge Night at 6 p.m., there's a family-friendly Friday with Andrea Harcel. It's every Friday from 6 to 8 at the Top Hat. It's where parents and kids can socialize and have fun and listen to music, and they have a really great happy hour, too, between 4 and 6. There is a First Friday free fencing class at 6:30 p.m. at the Missoula Fencing Association. It's completely free from 6:30 to 7:30. It's events. This is for participants aged 9 to adult. You should wear gym shoes, loose-fitting pants, and a t-shirt, and bring a water bottle. And yeah, you can learn how to fence for free for an hour and a half, or an hour. That sounds great. They are 1200 Shakespeare Suite A in Missoula. over on the west side. There is a Reverberations of War, Finding Refuge in Poems poetry reading today at 7 p.m. at Shakespeare and Company. So it's an hour of poetry featuring local and international voices on violence, its influence on lives, and collective call for peace. It's a reading of poetry by veterans, community members, and international citizens whose lives have been shaken by war destructions. So, that's going to be really powerful. That'll be at Shakespeare and Company at 7 p.m. So if you are interested in that, I highly encourage it. There at the Missoula Dream Center at 7 p.m. there's a Stand Up to Cancer viewing party. American Cancer Society has teamed up with Stand Up to Cancer to raise money for cancer research and build excitement for the 2015 Relay for Life season. So, hour-long commercial-free telecast is going to feature celebrity ambassadors and exciting musical performances. So this will be a viewing party. So you just go and watch it and call in if you want to. Sounds fun. Russ Nassett and the Revelators are going to be playing a free show in the parking lot behind the Old Post today at 7 p.m. I always love those Old Post shows.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Because it's like you can see it while you're working at a taco.
That's the hardest part, though.
Yeah.
Seeing everyone out there having fun while I'm rolling burritos and all I want to do is go out there and dance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally.
So they're having a play at the University of Montana. It's called Once Upon a Time in Ancient Greece. It's at 7:30. So the dates are between September 5th and 6th at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are $11 for general admission, $6 for children 12 and under. And so it's put on by Montana Repertoires Theater. It's their 2014 educational outreach tour. And what it is, so this is what it's about. It's about I don't know. A sister turns into a hideous Gorgons by one of these sisters in this play turns into a hideous Gorgons by Athena because she caught the eye of Poseidon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah. So sweet.
Yeah.
That'll be fun, yeah. It's played out by two actors, a stage manager, donning a variety of Greek masks, and employing puppetry, shadow play, and illusion.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that'll be fun. It's only $11. Check that out. At the Old Beck VFW today, 8 p.m., there's a Your Pest band. They're from Japan. It's a punk band from Japan is coming to VFW today.
VFW, wow.
Yeah. So, $5 at the door or for 21 plus, and then $7 for 18 to 20, and the show starts at 9. So.
Oh, and also another show that starts at 8 p.m. Alongside that is Free Cycles is putting on a show at the facilities that MCAT is going to be shooting through a media assistance grant, and a media assistance grant is for any organization in Missoula to show off their music event, lectures, just overall anything they want us to do for them in terms of video medium. And just go onto our website, MCAT.org, and fill out the forms, media assistant grant, and you can get MCAT to do it. But your organization must involve a nonprofit or the use of a nonprofit.
Yep.
I just pinged. Did you?
What?
Someone just pinged. It might be my phone.
I
Anyways,
didn't.
go on.
So there's at 8:30 tonight at Monk's, there's Sister Otis with New Old Future and the Workers. So New Old Future plays from 9 to 10:30. It's indie rock from Missoula. Stoned Age sound for the Technicolor era. 10:45 to noon. 10:45 to midnight is New Orleans urban hip hop blues soul of Sister Otis, and then 12:15 to close is The Workers, which is Americana country blues, and it's a free show. So you got lots of different styles of music there tonight, so that'll be fun. Pay Dirt is at the Sunrise Saloon at 9 p.m. They play. I'm gonna assume that they're. I know you should never assume, but I'm gonna since they're playing at the Sunrise, I'm gonna kind of guess they're a little bit rock and roll country. Okay. So they'll play tonight and tomorrow night at the Sunrise from 9:30 to close. Tomcats will be at the Dark Horse at 9:30. It's classic rock at its finest.
Cool. Dark Horse is known for their heavy metal. They play a lot of heavy metal there. So does BFW.
Yeah. And then Josh Farmer Band will be at 9:30 at the Union Club, and John Adam Smith Band will be at 10 p.m. at the Top Hat. And these are all free shows. So thankfully, you don't have to spend any money for music tonight. But those are all the events for Friday. If you want to find out more on these events or want to find out what's going on Saturday or Sunday, go to MissoulaEvents.net and you'll find out everything that I talked about, and you'll find out what else is going on for the weekend. I saw what's going on for Saturday. It's a lot. Saturday is going to be really fun, so I highly encourage you. Go to MissoulaEvents.net and check out Saturday events, because it's a day filled with things.
Nice.
Yeah.
Looks like I picked the wrong weekend to leave town.
No way.
No, they're going to have
Seattle would
another
be
full
way
weekend
fun.
next weekend, and then the next weekend. Things really start slowing down towards midterms.
Yeah,
and
they
then
do.
They just kind of stay kind of slowed, and there's a couple events here and there.
Yep.
But that's Missoula for you. You know, college kids are back in town.
Yeah.
Time to
Yeah.
go start raging and spending their money that they got from
The government.
various sources.
Yeah. Various sources.
But I want to talk a little thing about Do It in 72, because as you can see down there, you can see our Do It in 72 sign, and it's about Do It in 72. And guys, just ask me some question about Do It in 72.
So, what are
I'm
they
an
doing in
expert.
72?
Yeah.
What was the question again?
What are they going to do in 72?
What exactly happens?
What's going to happen in 72?
So, Do It in 72 is a make your own video contest. So, it's a movie making contest in which you have 72 hours to make a film that involves certain elements that you won't get until we start the contest. And the contest starts on October 10th and it runs until October 13th. So, it starts on that Friday, the second Friday of October, which at 5 p.m., and it runs until the following Monday at 5 p.m. And you have 72 full hours to make a movie. The rules will be given on that day, but the top prize is $500.
Is in fact.
Yeah.
Is in fact
$500.
$500.
That's awesome.
Wow. How many people generally sign up for this contest?
Last year we had 16.
Wow.
Nice.
The year
16
before we had
different
18, and then like 17 the year before. This is the third year we've done it.
Yeah.
And
We're going to have 30.
it's like we're giving away money. All you got to do is come down here. If you have a camera phone. If you don't have a camera, you can also check out a camera here at MCAT.
Yeah.
And to find more information about Do It in 72, you can Google MCAT Do It in 72, or you can simply just go to our MCAT.org website and look it up. Yeah. But that's pretty much as much as I have to say about that, since I'm looking at the clock and it doesn't seem like we have too much time left. We have about 2 minutes left in our show, so I'm going to... any more announcements you guys want to make before?
No, just...
Yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah, me too. Just check out MissoulaEvents.net and you'll find out lots of good stuff going on this weekend.
And where can people find more information about us?
Oh, yeah. You can go to our Facebook, Wake Up Missoula, or you can go to our Twitter page, Wake Up Missoula as well. And you can tweet us, or you can type
Sweet
us.
tweets.
Yeah, you can sweet tweet us while eating Sweet Peaks.
Mm-hmm. And if your organization wants to get involved and be on MCAT, you can email us at mcat@mcat.org, or you can reach us by calling us at 542-MCAT, which is also 542-6228.
And MCAT has Facebook too, so you can always get on to Wake Up Missoula's Facebook or MCAT's Facebook if you want to be on either. Yeah.
Yep, so I'll end it. So for Wake Up Missoula, I'm Scott Ramf.
I'm Noelle McAvoy.
I'm Josh Meny.
Have a great weekend, everyone, and we'll see you Monday.